Okay. All right. So, hello, everybody. I am Wolf Kirsten. I am the co-director of the Global Center for Healthy Workplaces. Welcome to the fourth part, actually, of our webinar series together with Optum on corporate best practices in mental well-being. First off, I would like to take the opportunity to remind you that actually today is the last day to submit your Global Healthy Workplace Awards application. So please reach out to us if you're having any last-minute challenges there. And also, I should mention that the Global Healthy Workplace Summit, at which the awards finalists will present their program, will take place on August 30th to September 1 at the University of Northampton in the United Kingdom. So hopefully we'll see you there. We're really excited to being back in person again, and should be a great event. Maybe we'll have time at the end of our event today, of our webinar, to talk some more about it. But let's get on to our featured topic and speaker. Mental health, mental well-being, emotional health, and well-being remains a major challenge for employers and employees worldwide. But there are some really promising initiatives from some select employers and worldwide, and this is really what we're focusing on with this webinar series. So we're very glad. So first of all, in previous webinars, I should say, we featured multinational corporations from Canada, from Germany, from the UK. So we had CGI, which you may know, Siemens, and then Shell Oil the last time. But today, let's focus on today. So we're very glad to have EDP from Portugal as a case study. EDP was a global awards winner in the multinational enterprise category last year, so well deserved. And specifically, very glad to welcome Carla Barros, who is the Global Wellbeing Program Manager at People and Organizational Development Global Unit. So Carla will talk about EDP's emotional well-being strategy, featuring some really interesting initiatives and strategic approach. Carla, I believe you are joining us from Lisbon, Portugal today. Is that correct?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's a sunny day outside.
Perfect.
So the weather is good here in Portugal. Thank you for this invitation.
Perfect day to talk about emotional well-being. So I'll hand it over to you. So please go ahead.
Yes, and please candidate to the awards. I think it's a good exercise for do a internal analysis. So for us, it was really interesting when we did it last year to see what our focus was, were we related to this well-being strategy, and it's really good and it's a learning path. So congratulations for that. I'm going to share my slides, and then also if you need to have them, we can share them later with all the attendees. Okay, and we are going to focus here on the emotional well-being. Okay. So first, I would like you to enter this QR code, okay? Just to, as we are talking about emotional, I think just to see how our state of mind is right now. So please join us, enter here. Mariana, can you also put on the chat this link for everyone to go to enter? And then let's see how everyone is related to these dimensions. Okay, this is something that we have on our website, and sometimes I go there, and it's just some quick questions, but make us feel a little bit check-in. How are we? Our energy is. So I'm going to let you a few seconds for you to do it. And then another task for today, and it's the last one. Please answer here your feedback. Okay, just go here to Slido and share your results with us. Okay. We have a little bit of everything right now. So this is something that sometimes we need to do, okay? Sometimes we need to stop and look at how are we today, how is our level, because we are not every day with a lot of energy and not every day with low energy. So it's life, okay? And sometimes we need more attention. And in our website, we had this little survey, okay, just to assess how we related to well-being. And then also we have some tools when people finish to do the survey to to enter and to see some tools that they can deep their information, okay, related to mindfulness, related to some training. So this is something that people can also do more. I'm going to advance, so feel free to go to this survey and do more, okay? But now let us share what is EDP well-being strategy, okay? How are we addressing the different dimensions of well-being, and then a little zoom on the emotional well-being. So for us, we designed a well-being strategy in 2021 during COVID. This issue related to mental health, related to the emotion of people uh, being stuck at home or working, or the physical well-being, it was very relevant. So I think it was a highlight for the COVID. It was looking more at these topics, because we've been looking at how we care about our people, but it was really more about work-life balance, and now it's more related to this holistic view that we need to integrate things, okay? We need to integrate life. We need to be aware of the different dimensions that we have in life. So for us at EDP, what we decided was to design a well-being strategy where we were looking at these 5 dimensions of well-being: to the emotional one, that I'm going to deep dive, to the physical dimension, our body, our our sleep, our movement, our energy, the social well-being, that I think is very, very relevant. How do we communicate with our community, with our family, with our coworkers? And then the professional well-being, because we are a company, so it's important to see how are these dimension, how are our flexibility initiatives, are we going to develop our people, the recognition part, and also the financial well-being. The people have to have this baseline, and also learn how to improve their financial well-being. So we designed this strategy with these 5 dimensions, and we have these goals very well aligned. And Mariana can share more information on the chat. And related to dimension well-being, this is something that we are here talking about. we're thinking about, is this emotional well-being, is this mental well-being, because we saw that some companies use the mental well-being, and I think the topics, they are not the same, but they are interconnected. Okay, and for us, mental health is a big issue in the emotional well-being. So for us is really a big part. How is the emotional, the mental part connecting? How are we related to this? Our this part that is not more visible, like when we speak about physical health, we can see if we are if we need to go to a doctor. The mental health is more invisible, so we really need to go deeper on this, and this is related to the emotional well-being dimension. So for us is where we address these topics. And then we are, okay, I'm in Portugal, okay, EDP was born in Portugal, but now we are in more than 29 countries, okay? So we have more than 13,000 employees. So we are a global company. And for us, in our strategy, it was really important to have this global team that has the strategy, but working very close with people that are in other regions. Okay, so we have this uh, global team that is looking at the strategy and is always working with these. We have these six regions: North America, in Brazil, Spain, Portugal, in APAC, and Eurolatam. So we work together with these teams to implement our well-being strategy, okay? And everything that is related with these issues, because our team also leads diversity and inclusion, the listening strategy, so everything that is connected with culture. And then we have our CEO, that is Miguel Stewell, is the sponsor of our well-being strategy, and we have Paula Carneiro, the head of people, the global head of people, also as a sponsor. So it's really important to have everyone aboard, and we are always saying that we have these local programs because we have these global well-being strategy align with the local needs. It's really important to work with everyone to define what is relevant, because different cultures need different things. So I think, okay, we have this umbrella, and I'm going to deep dive more on that. And then we need to have space for the local initiatives because they are there, and this is really relevant. And our team works with a lot of different departments, okay, with the communication, with the providers, with the developments. So we have to work very close with other areas, because when I talk about well-being, everything impacts our well-being. So it's really important to align what we pretend to do, what we are doing, with the teams that are looking at some issues, with the volunteering team looking about the social well-being, okay, with the health and safety, with the ethics team. So it's really important. We have to work together for this to have a success. If not, alone we cannot do anything. So it's really important to have this in mind and working a lot with these teams, the locals ones in each country, related to these topics. And this is the success. And going to zoom on the emotional well-being, I'm going to share here some initiatives. Okay, we are not going to share everything, but I'm going to deep dive on some campaigns that we have, and some the support lines that we have for everyone, the emotional upskill. So it's really some initiatives that we are doing it to promote the emotional well-being. And one topic is our Mind Your Mind campaign. Okay, this Mind Your Mind campaign started in 2020 during COVID, and it's really about raising awareness to mental health. Okay, and we want to break this stigma. And last year we did it. We have the umbrella of promoting psychological safety, because for us it was a big topic. we're listening to our people. Okay, we have a climate survey and we did psychological risk surveys. We have ethics survey. So it's really important to integrate the feedback from our people in these initiatives. So we listen to them and we see that, okay, something that we could do in Mind Your Mind campaign was this promoting of the psychological safety. I'm going to share, I think I didn't share. Let me see if you have sound, because I think I didn't share with sound, but are you listening or not?
We can hear you.
You cannot? Okay. Let
No,
me
no sound.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to share it with sound. Sorry, sometimes I forgot that. Just to share a little bit what we did, it's share with sound. Okay, now it is. Okay. Let's do it again. Yeah?
No dia 10 de outubro foi o Dia Global da Saúde Mental e nós aqui da EDP estamos no 3º ano de uma campanha que se chama Mind Your Mind.
Eu acho que quando a gente fala de saúde mental, a gente pensa muito nessas relações de confiança, né? Com quem que a pessoa pode contar quando ela está na empresa, seja com o gestor, seja com os colegas. Acho que as pessoas são, como você disse, diferentes, cada um tem uma necessidade. E tem pessoas que se abrem mais, pessoas que se abrem menos, tem pessoas que se inspiram nos outros porque, sei lá, são mais vulneráveis e se expõem mais. Então, eu acho que apesar de a gente não conseguir contar com todas as pessoas da mesma forma, a gente tem que ter um ambiente em que a gente sabe que a gente tem com quem contar, seja com quem for.
Nas organizações em que trabalhamos, o cuidado em fazer bem com todas as partes interessadas e, desde logo, com os colaboradores, é decisivo para construir empresas sólidas, em que as pessoas se sentem seguras e em que a preparação do futuro tem presente as suas aspirações de uma vida melhor.
I am a specialist when things get very bad, usually, and I would love that people in society, specifically, you as a company of people working together, become specialists of your own well-being in your workplace. And this is what is needed. And this needs a lot of discussion. This needs these types of sessions. This needs answering collectively to these questions and other kinds of questions relating to well-being and mental health in the workplace.
So I'm going to stop here, okay? This is just an highlight of things that we did last year related to mental health. And we have these different talks and we have these different initiatives. And globally, okay, what we did was first encouraged healthy behaviors. Okay, we have this awareness campaign, and Mariana can share here the link of a video that we have on YouTube related to this. What is mental health? And people talking with EDP employees. We have this global talk about the importance of psychological safety. Okay, really to deep dive on these issues. We reinforce leaders' accountability, okay, because we know that a hot topic is leadership. So we are all the time looking at this, and we have this Mind Your Team, that is something that is integrated in a training that we have for new leaders, the Lead Now training, where we talk about psychological first aids, where we talk about what to do when the leader is in stress, or the team when you see that things are not normal, and integrate these with the support lines that EDP has. So this is a lot of issues related to this, and new leaders to learn about that. And we have also a session with Gabriela, that is the leader in EDP Brazil, sharing a story, okay, sharing that what happened to her during COVID, and how it was important for her to speak with her leaders and speak with her team related to these issues. And now she's more balanced related to that. So it's really bringing these awareness and these training sessions. And also in this Mind Your Mind campaign, EDP has a lot of support lines in different countries, okay? And it was really relevant to share this information, to remind everyone that we are here to help, okay, when things get bad, when people needs helps, because everything is connected. So we have these different teams globally to support everyone. So it's really important to bring awareness to that and to show everyone these hotlines that we have available for everyone. And this is something that we did globally, okay? That's why I say this is a global campaign, because in our team we look at things global, but then we challenge everyone to do local initiatives, okay? And this is some examples, because we have a lot more than this one that I'm sharing with you, but this is really having the local needs integrated in this campaign, okay? So we have this global team that is looking at a topic in a global vision, and looks at the climate survey and looks at the feedback, and then we challenge every country, okay, locally, to do their own initiatives, okay? Because it's really important for the initiatives to be in their main language, not everything in English, and integrated in the day-to-day of that country. So we try to do that in every campaign that we manage. And then another topic that I want to speak is the emotional upskill. Okay, we can learn. Okay, every one of us can learn how to look more inside, how to be more self-awareness, how to look more to these topics. And it's really important for us to train people, okay? Train ourselves and train leaders and train our people to look at these emotional well-being. And we have this last year, this campaign, okay? We really like these global days. They are really some issues that we can use to promote initiatives. And related to this Global Wellness Day, we launched a new campaign last year that it was the Wellbeing Week. This year we integrate this Wellbeing Week with diversity. Okay, so we did a campaign, diversity and well-being moments. Okay, this is happening still right now. But last year we were really on the hot topic of promoting self-awareness, because also with the feedback from our people, we learned that it was important for them to work on these topics. So then connect with our purpose. So EDP has a purpose related to our energy, our heart, and our drive, and related to this purpose that Mariana can also share here on the chat. We have these four dimensions to work on: the self-awareness, the collaboration, the mindfulness, the open mindfulness. So we try to work at the self-awareness, and it's really integrated in this well-being week, okay, for us to work in this upskill of self-awareness. And what we did, it was really connecting things, okay. First, we look at these 5 dimensions, okay, and then we ask our board members to share a little bit about why well-being is important, and Miguel, our CEO, talk about the emotional well-being, and talk about what EDP already has related to this issue, and also a personal view. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit later the video from Miguel, but we have all these board members sharing a little bit about well-being and the importance of working and taking care of themselves. Okay, so this was really important. And then what we did in this campaign once more was bringing this upskill for our people. We have here the self-care is more than a trend. We did a global talk related to the importance of self-care, because for us is really the part of I'm the one that should put boundaries, okay? I'm the one that can say yes or can say no, and we want to promote a culture in EDP. Well, everyone feels safe to talk, to say yes, to say no, to manage things, and this is really important for us. So we try to have in this week this kind of awareness, and also in this emotional upskill. What we did, we usually have this global talk, okay, where we bring the topic, where we have this awareness, but then we have sessions that we go in deep dive, okay, that people can book in. We have some workshops that are more technical related to this, and we have one here for leadership related to stress, to the importance of rest, to emotions, to empathy, because all these topics can be learned, okay? And it's really important to speak about them and to be aware of them and to integrate. I think a big word is how to integrate things and not to have a more another thing to do. I'm always saying that well-being cannot break the well-being of people. So sometimes we have to be careful about not doing campaigns or not doing too much things. Then people cannot engage on that. So we have to do it on a balanced way. We also did something really interesting, and I think is really innovative, that it was well-being retreats, okay? We already did this 2 times last year, and we want to do it again. And it was really for disconnect, okay? We call this retreat disconnect to reconnect. And it was important, it was for teams, okay? The same team have to be there, and just to stop and see, okay, sometimes I stop and nothing happens, and it's okay. I don't need to answer everything. I don't need to run all the time. And it's really, this is something that society has right now, the urgent things that people need to be all the time working, doing things, doing tasks, to feel that they are productive, to feel that they are connected. We are always doing something, and it's really difficult to stop and rethink, because sometimes we can do things in a smarter way, not in a harder way, okay, do it better, but we need sometimes to stop and analyze that. So in these retreats we have these view of stopping, okay, of saying it's important for us as a team to go deeper on these issues and to rest, the importance of rest. And this is were really, really important. And it was something that, okay, company have to look about this work culture, okay, that we want to promote. And is really about each one of us sharing, okay, leading by example is really important, and all of us are accountable, okay. It's really important to all of us can manage things, and in a company view is bringing this awareness, is having the leadership engaged on these topics, because business is people, okay? And it's really important for us to connect with that. And at EDP, we're trying to do it step by step. We know that we have a long way to do, because we have challenges in the business. So it's really important to integrate things. And in our team, we try to do that a lot. And I'm going to share the video from Miguel, because I think it's really interesting to see how he talks about the emotional well-being.
I think the Wellbeing Week is important really to just stop and reflect a little bit on what we've been doing and what we need to do going forward on a couple of different dimensions, on the emotional, the physical, the social, the professional, and also the financial dimensions. And so really a person is a combination of multiple different facets, multiple different dimensions. And I think thinking about how we're doing, how well people are doing on these different aspects, I think is critical, and it's super important for our people. Emotional well-being for me has very much to do with mental health, with basically people being engaged, with being happy, with being satisfied with what they're doing with their life. And that means that you need to find the right balance between the various different things that you're doing in your life. You need to be calm, you need to be mindful, and at the end of the day you need to be well and well with yourself. And I think that's really for me the key part about the emotional health. So we've done a couple of different things. First, I think just initiatives like this, hopefully, is just to make people aware of it. But we also have a specific hotline that people can use to reach out if they need help, if they need to share or need to provide some guidance on some aspect of their emotional or their mental issues. We also try to provide forums, for example, like particular conversations or talks, to share different episodes, different what different people have lived through, and by sharing that, hopefully people will also see maybe reflected some of their own issues and understand how to deal with them, or at least become more aware of them. So it's a tough balance. I won't say it's easy, but I do believe that I personally look out and trying to make sure that I am balancing all of these different aspects in my life. And I think, particularly if you do have a leadership position, if you do have a lot of issues to deal with, you need to be mentally ready for that. And for that, you need to make time to be with yourself, to be with your family. For me, sports is an incredibly important part of my life as well. I mean, for me, it's a way of relaxing, a way of taking time off, not thinking about work, to be honest. I think that's important. So whether it's surfing or whether it's running or whether it's just walking my dogs with my kids, I think all of these are important to really try and carve out some time during the week, or certainly for myself, I try to do it very much on the weekends. I mean, my final message would be very much about awareness. Be aware of all these different dimensions that you need to think about intentionally. Take care of yourself. I mean, we want you, as people that work at EDP, to be, well, that's why it's well-being. We want you to be well in all of these different aspects. We are here to help. We do have specific hotlines, or we do have specific areas, whether it's videos or people that are there if you need it. And that's it. I mean, basically, we want our people to be as healthy and as well as possible. So that's the basic message.
Okay, and that's it. I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to stop presenting here because I think this is more interesting if it is a conversation also. And this was an highlight, okay, and then we can share the slides with everyone. So I think it's for people to see these examples. But I don't know if you have some questions related to this, to the emotional well-being, to our campaign, to Mind Your Mind, to the Wellbeing Week. So this are some initiatives. I think we need to be diverse, okay? People are very different. So we need to have different answers for the different kinds of people that we have globally. So it's really important to have some things that are more talks or are more awareness, have other things that are more workshops and that are more deeper, okay, and have these balanced things that we did globally. Okay.
Yeah. Muito obrigado, Carla. That was great. I
De nada.
yeah, really enjoyed it, and thank you also for all the resources in the chat. That's really useful. So I asked the audience, please either raise your hand, or already see one, and I'll get to you, Tommy, or please put it in the chat if you want your questions. We can do either, but it's great to have a conversation. So let's kick it off with Tommy. Go ahead.
Thank you, Wolf, and really inspiring, Carla. Really well presented too. Two questions. One of our former judges and a great friend, Stephen Bevan, he will often, from the Institute of Employment Studies, and he says that from various research they have done and so forth, that the single most important thing that will determine the well-being, the emotional well-being of an employee, is to have an appreciative boss. That all other programs are very good, very helpful, but nothing compares with the importance of an appreciative boss. So I was wondering, that first question is, do you agree with that, and do you include that in your program, in the way in which you train managers, etc.? And the second question is, has your chief executive or somebody extremely senior, have they talked about their emotional problems, the difficulties they've had at work, rather than just, it was very interesting to play sport and walking the dog and so on, but is there, if we're going to overcome the stigma of being open about mental health, then it's very important that senior people talk about their own situation. And I was wondering your thoughts on that too. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, the first question that is connected with the second, yes, I think leadership is a huge part, and for me, okay, is the person that can promote or block my well-being. Okay, is the most important person, because it can be connected, it can be empathic with my issues or not. Okay, and then it can promote me being okay with all of me, okay, inside of the work, because I truly believe that I'm not different persons when I'm at home and I'm at working. Okay, I connect with people differently because, okay, we integrate differently with people, but we are just one person. So if I'm not okay at home, I will be not okay at work. If I'm not okay at work, I will be not okay at home. So it's really important leadership. So I agree with that. That's why we have always tried to have these connections with leaders, and we have this upskill for leaders. Okay, we have integrated in the Mind Your Team is something that we have for new leaders. Okay, special training related to well-being, the importance of promoting life-work integration, and the importance of the impact of the word. Okay, and the way leaders manage their teams. So this is really a hot topic that we need to work more and more and more. It's a never-ending story, Tommy. So we really need to be there all the time, focusing on that. And in our well-being strategy, one of our targets is leadership. Okay, so we have that in mind. We have the lead by example, that we want to have a leader that is empathic, that promotes the well-being, that is focused on people. So, and we know that in EDP, not everything, we are not the same, okay? We have different kinds of leaderships, and we are aware of that, and we want more and more to promote the leaders that we want to have for everyone, and saying that it's not okay for people to behave this way, okay? So this is a topic that is addressed. So related to your other question, okay, in these videos that we have from the board member, we don't have anyone sharing a stress situation sharing a difficulty, but in the video that Marianne, I think that she shared here in the chat with Gabriela is a leadership in the team of Brazil, okay, not top management, okay, but she's a leader, and their story was really about something that was difficult in her life, okay. It wasn't a story that she shared it with everyone, and she shared not only inside EDP, okay, but she shared it also outside EDP because it's available outside. And she said it was okay for us to share it in a video, and we really did an interview related to that. And we need to have more people like that, Tommy, because we also had some other leaderships that we know that were passing through these kind of issues, and they didn't want to share their stories. So we have this, and it's okay, because for people to give this step of sharing, it's a big issue, okay. It's really vulnerable. It's really being there and say, I'm human, okay. And sometimes I need help too. And we are trying to get in these Mind Your Mind campaigns these stories, okay? We are trying to bring more and more these stories because we want the human side, okay? Because we have a lot of benefits and we have a lot of things, but leaders is the most impact thing. So yes, I agree with that. And we are aligned with that.
Thank you, Carla. That's very, very
Thank
interesting.
you.
We have another question. Marit, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, hi. Is my mic on?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hi, Carla. Thank you for a fabulous presentation. My question, so my company is a vendor that comes in, and we often, always are asked to make the business case for well-being, which is a little bit easier now after COVID.
Yeah.
But, building a little bit on Tommy's question is, are you having a conversation or a part of this, a conversation around operational efficiency and goal setting, and how those accountabilities mesh or work together, because they are often in conflict with each other, the systems that are a reality of the employees every day. And oftentimes we end up actually looking at those before, because the programs just take more time away from what is already a lot of pressure, so it is the rubber hits the road sometimes. And we found that a leaders collaborative, or where they have an open sharing, where they can be across silos having a conversation about this, what ends up being often a reality that is tough to manage, especially for middle managers. So I just wondered if you have that mechanism in place.
Yeah, I can say yes and no. The yes part is where, okay, we have the climate survey, okay, that asks feedback for people and has some issues related to well-being, to productivity, okay, to a lot of things that we can integrate and see people that are more engaged, they are also more productive, okay? Yeah. And we can work on that, saying that this is something that is analyzed. And we know for sure that people that are not engaged, okay, they don't care, and they are losing out. So the productivity will go out, the innovation will lose. So everything will lose at business if people are not engaged with what they are doing and with the company. So we have that, and we are trying all the time to build that business case, okay, to sharing that. And when we design our strategy, okay, it is easier right now because we have a lot more information about that, about other companies also sharing about results that say that, okay, this is a topic that we really need to address. The no part is we need to do it better, okay? We need to have every year the business related indicators connected with well-being, okay? Yeah. We have to have absenteeistic related well-being, how to measure productivity, how these things, okay? We need to do it smarter, okay? Because, okay, we have the issue related to engagement, productivity, people enablement, okay, these topics, but we need to do it better, okay? We need to have this more a regular way of measuring the well-being that is connected with the business part. So I think for example, in this week that we are living right now, in our campaign, the diversity and well-being moments, we are talking about workloads, and because it's a hot topic to address right now, it's not only in our company, it's globally. People don't have so much the boundaries. We are promoting flexibility, but that makes the issue that we can work everywhere all the time, and we don't want that. So how can we bring a balance to that? And it's really a lot about self-awareness, a lot about leadership, looking at the people and say, you are working too much. Okay, I don't want that. This is not helpful. Okay, we can have this big project, and this is something that we need to work more, but then we have to go down a little bit, and this is the importance of leadership. But yeah, we are connecting things better and better, okay, the indicators, but still we need to share more. I think we don't have still benchmarking enough related to this kind of indicators. The only ones that we have more solid is related to climate questions, and we have that dimensions very well, and we can see if we are getting better or worse from the years. We can make this comparison, but we need more benchmarking related on that and related to align with productivity and align with people disengaging or not. But yeah, we have to share more and more. Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. Let's get to the next question. Patrick, are you there? You raised your hand. Please go ahead.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Carla. It's good to hear that wonderful presentation, especially on mental health issues. One of the things that actually contributes a lot to mental health or other mental well-being is, the organizational culture. Work culture is very, very critical. And I'm just wondering whether you guys have a mechanism to identify whether this is a negative work culture because or this is a positive work culture. And if there could be several indicators that can definitely reflect on that, because I do believe that work culture within a particular organization would definitely contribute a lot to mental health issue. Tommy mentioned about the leadership and all that, but much of the time it might not also be specific to leadership. It can also be related to the work culture. Do you have this kind of indicators that might be able to identify either negative work culture or positive ones? Back to you.
Yeah, I'm going to share here some indicators, okay? Just connected. Let me go to the slide. Wait, because I don't want to go to this one. Okay, this was what I was talking previously. We have this in our culture, okay? In our climate survey, we analyze this every year. So we have, and these are some examples, okay? We have more information, but we can analyze what are some questions and how is EDP? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? And how is EDP compare with others high performance companies? How is EDP compare with the sector, okay, with the energy sector? Because we do this data analysis, so we can see what are the hot topics that we need to work better, okay, that we need to integrate, and then we are going to analyze the year before related to this information, and we are going to do it always step by step and see, are we improving or not? or are we getting worse? So this is something that we analyze each year. Okay, we have this information, and is really helping us to see how is the baseline. Okay, and see if we can improve on that or not. And then we need, like I was saying before, we need to integrate more this information in the productivity, in the way that we manage it. But it's really for us, we have KPIs related, okay, with engagement, with enablement, and with these well-being topics. So for us, is really when we launch a climate survey, we are going to analyze everything, and then we are going to ask team members, okay, in the different countries, in the different directions, in the different departments, okay, what they are going to implement to address. So we prepare a lot of small action plans, global ones more for our team, and then local ones for the teams to get better on this. And this information is analyzed by the board members. So they are really looking at this level of engagement, of enablement, to see if we are better or not. And this is our KPI in the leadership. So this is important. So I think with that, we can say we want to promote, okay, this healthy workplace. We know that we have different views inside EDP, different paths. Okay, we are not the same. We are not all the same yet, but our vision is to promote the healthy culture. And we have here the board, the CEO with us. And that makes a difference to have our board engaged. And we speak with the board members related to this. And that helps, okay, saying this is the culture that we want to have. And I remember last year related to psychological safety, is really about speaking up. Okay, we share a lot our line related to ethics, saying this is not okay. So if you see this kind of behaviors, so please speak up related to them. So I think these small initiatives can help us to drive to the culture that we want to have here at EDP.
Carla, on the issue of senior leadership, you seem to have, as you mentioned, good support. Was that always the case? Do you have a struggle to get them on board? Were they ahead? Was Miguel ahead of the game? How was that? And also, how about the other senior leaders like CFO? Are they all on the same page?
They are not all on the same page. Okay, I think they are in different pages, but they need our help. Okay, and they are available, and they need our information. Okay, we have them connected. We have them when we need their support. They are there for us. Okay, and all of them, because and you can see the different videos from each one, from the CFO. Okay, these videos that Mariana share. When you enter Miguel video, you can see the other ones. And they have all this part that is more personal, okay? And it's their part, okay? It was them that wanted to speak about it, so it was their sharing. So this is really interesting about that. So, but we have different levels, okay? Miguel, as our sponsor, the CEO, is more connected with this issue, and brings this part, and our team is more. But they are really available for us to bring these questions and working with them to the solutions. Okay, I think they need our help to bring ideas, but when we ask for their help, they are there. So I think it's really okay to have these commitments. I think for me the big issue is the middle management. Okay, is the one that are in the middle, the one that have the teams that we need to work better there. Okay.
Yeah, great point. That's middle management is always a challenge, but so important to have them on board, right? Yeah, very much so. Good. Coming slowly to the end. Any last minute questions? May have time for one more. Carla, while we have you here, let me ask you. You know, you applied to the Global Healthy Workplace Awards, and you actually, as a company, won the award. Do you have any words of advice for interested companies, maybe for next year, or because today's our deadline? But do you have any words of advice what you think companies should do in terms of getting ready for that?
Yes, I think it's really good if you want to look at your strategy or if you want to review what you are doing. It's really a good analysis because you ask the application form has a lot of questions there that makes you think about it. Okay, do I have this? How am I related to this issue? And it's a good help to see if you are not, if you don't have anything. Okay, maybe you should work on that because we have to start. And I think having this application, you can set an action plan related to the things that you need to implement to have this well-being strategy, okay? And you can see, okay, leadership is a hot topic. What do I have related to this? And I know that in the application, you have questions related to that. So I think is go it step by step, okay? And I know that today is the last day. So for today, if the one is not doing it, you can, because it's hard, okay? But it's really interesting of doing this analysis. It's really internal focus on seeing what am I doing in this whole of these topics? Am I integrating things? Am I working with other departments? Am I doing this kind of issue? Am I looking at well-being in globally or just one part? How am I with health and safety? Where am I doing the different dimensions of well-being, or am I just looking at one? So I think it's really interesting to do the application form. I don't know if it's going to be available or if it's going to close. If it's going to close, please download it now because it's really helpful for you to analyze and make a stop moment, okay? How is the photo right now? Okay, so I'm here. So the things that are missing are things that we need to work better on that. So it's really interesting. I think it's really a compliment on everything, just to analyze. It's really good. Well done.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Carla, for the insights, and congratulations again on winning it last year. So that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, I just wanted to state again that our awards program, or the finalists, will be featured at the Global Healthy Workplace Summit on August 30th to September 1. And I put the link in the chat for you to check it out. I do want to thank, of course, Carla very much, and also Mariana for posting all the links and resources. So thanks so much. Thank you to our team, Tommy Hutchinson and Barry Chris, for both online here. So thanks for joining and supporting. And yeah, and thanks to Optum for supporting the entire webinar series. So that was great. So I think we're at the end of the hour and of the presentation, the webinar. So hopefully all see you in Northampton in the UK for the Global Summit. So thanks again.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.